Imagine scrolling through your phone right now. You're hit with a barrage of skyrocketing stock charts, billionaires launching rockets, and endless political shouting matches. It's exhausting, and it feels like the friction of everyday life is dialed up to the maximum. At some point, that friction leads to a breaking point, and we can find that exact moment captured in the lyrics of a single pop song. Enter Nathan Histed. He's an entirely independent creator, a self-described sonic architect who handles his own writing, production, and vocal arrangements. He demands total creative control over his narrative. His entire musical foundation is built on extreme vulnerability. Take his track Rock Bottom, which started as a raw personal journal entry written in the back of an Uber after he realized he didn't recognize the person he was becoming. He built a deeply dedicated audience through his podcast, Raw History, by fearlessly documenting these mental health struggles and processing his trauma publicly. Histed's career is built on documenting his own recovery. By pivoting from internal introspection to a macro-level critique of society, he's suggesting that the internal struggles he's chronicled for years have finally merged with the external state of the world. You hear that shift immediately in the opening tension of his track, The Divide HD. Instead of looking inward, Histed is looking directly at the failures of the world around him. He starts by contrasting two very different realities, working 50 hours a week just to barely pay rent, while simultaneously watching corporations record massive profits. These lines tap into a crushing sense of futility. No matter how hard you work, basic survival feels increasingly out of reach. By laying out these details, The Divide HD acts as a real-time documentary, capturing the exact moment the modern human condition reaches its breaking point. This societal fracturing is entirely by design. We live in an attention economy, a manufactured structure that profits off our divisions. The chart shows stark reality: people sleeping on the street while billionaires are flying rockets for a window seat. We see steep corporate wealth accumulation against stagnant wages. Algorithms sell outrage, converting friction into revenue. Histed sees these data streams keeping us boxed in. He frames our current political and social division not as some natural human flaw, but as a highly effective business model designed specifically to keep us distracted. Which brings us to his critique of political theater. He points out how we draw battle lines and argue opinions while completely ignoring the very real signs of collapse right in front of us. This polarization is a smokescreen. As long as we are fighting each other, we can't address the massive systemic failures happening in the background. Yet he delivers this heavy message in a 5-minute, 18-second pop ballad, mastered in high definition. There is a brilliant contrast here. He takes apocalyptic themes of systemic collapse and economic anxiety and sets them against a melodic, highly accessible pop electronic soundscape. The pop music format becomes a Trojan horse. He's delivering a bitter, necessary critique of society, but wrapping it in a unifying melody that makes it incredibly easy to digest. The chorus contains the song's emotional center, replacing the systemic anger of the verses with a stripped-down, vulnerable plea. He strips away the complex arguments and lands on a simple realization: we don't have to see eye to eye politically to know that we all just want to survive. We all just want a long, happy life. This completely bypasses the artificial layers of algorithms and political theater. It exposes a raw, shared human instinct that connects every single one of us. Histed asks us to let our heavy armor drop. He warns that if we don't fix the structural roof, the societal bleeding is never going to stop. He is pointing out a dark irony. The manufactured defenses we've built to protect ourselves from each other are actually destroying us faster than any real enemy could. This desperate plea connects directly to Histed's deepest, publicly stated fear as an artist: the fear of being forgotten, the fear of having a gravestone with no visitors. His entire media ecosystem, the music, the podcasts, the visual art, is built on a singular mission: to leave a positive mark on history. He wants to advocate for mental well-being and ultimately to save or inspire at least one life. The Divide HD asks the listener to actively reject the systems telling us we are enemies, because underneath the noise, our souls share the exact same desire for peace.
As the song fades out, the lyrics repeat a final, urgent call to action. Wake up, wake up. To survive the crushing weight of the system, we have to completely reconnect with the soul.